Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to Daily Horizon View. The date today is the 23rd of the 4th, 2019. And as always, this is our top fives, and we're taking a look at the ASX Exchange Traded Funds. Our spotlight today is bonds, and that's a State Street SPDR S&P ASX Australian Bond Fund. Skip along to the end and have a look if you just want to see the review of the ETF. So, quick overview of the market today. Closed out up 0.96% at 64.11. Not a bad day. We had energy, consumer discretionary, utilities, information tech, consumer staples, financials, industrials, real estate, materials, and healthcare all up to varying degrees. Energy and consumer staples were by far the best. We had gold and silver on the move, followed up by platinum. West Texas crude, intermediate crude, was up 2.5%. Soft commodities were down. So top 5 percentage rises, we had triple O, ETPMPD, ETPMPT, NDQ, and GEAR. Not massive moves, but triple O, which is the Beta Shares Crude Oil Index ETF, that was up by 3.45%, which equated to 61 cents on some good volume. 163,000 went through today. So for our top 5 percentage falls, we had GDX, MNRS, QAG, BEAR, and CETF. So GDX, for those who may have forgotten, is the VanEck Vectors Gold Miners ETF, and that's one of the biggest ETFs on the market, roughly $12 billion market cap. That one had a decline of 2.12%, which was about 64 cents on moderate volume, just over 9,000 traded today. Top $5 rises, we had IVV, SPY, IHVV, ETPMPD, ETPMPT. We had IVV was up $6.63, and that equated to 1.64%. Reasonable volume, I suppose. Nothing over the top, but just over 6,500 traded today. So for those of us who have forgotten, IVV is the iShares S&P 500 ETF, and that one seeks results that correspond to the price and yield performance of US large cap stocks, which is the S&P 500, and there's about $3 billion of market cap in that one, in that ETF. Top $5 falls, we had GDX, IHHY, CETF, VCF, and IHEB. So as mentioned before, GDX is the VanEck Vectors Gold Miners, which is one of the biggest ETFs in our market. So that one was down $64 cents, which is 2.12%, just over 9,000 traded. Top 5 number of trades: VAS, STW, VTS, VAP, and VGS. As most would know, the VAS is Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF. That one's a bit different because that one tracks the S&P ASX 300. and you got about $3.4 billion of market cap in that ETF. Number of trades today, 246, which is good numbers. Sort of 3/4 more than the next one, which was STW, which is a State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 fund. Top 5 for volume. We had Bond, which is our little focus today, IOZ, Triple O, USD, and CNU. So Bond, which is one that we haven't seen on the boards so far. Quite interesting today just to see the amount of volume that's gone through effectively, and the value. We'll see the value on the next slide. So Bond is the is the State Street Spider S&P ASX Australian Bond Fund. So that one's set up to closely track the returns of the S&P ASX Australia Fixed Interest Index. And there's about 32 million in the market cap, so it's a small ETF, that one. Top 5 for volume: Bond, IOZ, VAS, STW, IVV. So as you can see, with the 1.2 million traded through volume of traded through stock on that ETF today, we had $36.2 million traded today, which is quite a lot. Probably the highest one I've seen so far. So people keen to get in and keen to get out of that today. So let's have a quick look at bonds, which is the State Street Spider S&P ASX Australia Bond Fund ETF. So the bond ETF seeks to closely track before all the fees and expenses, returns of the S&P ASX Australia Fixed Interest Index. So the fund's approach is designed to provide portfolios with low portfolio turnover and accurate tracking, which should give you a low cost. So the S&P ASX Australia Fixed Interest Index measures the performance of the Australian fixed rate bond market and get all that stuff out. So the Commonwealth Bond Fund Commonwealth government bonds make up 54.36% of the fund's holdings. A very high percentage of AAA rated bonds, so over 75% held in the fund. So it looks to be quite safe when you look at the rating of the bonds. The majority of the bonds mature between 5 to 15 years, and the average maturity is 6.64 years. So it's quite a stable ETF from what I could see. We had our net asset value of $26.63, trading just above that at $26.64. We had quite a reasonable management costs of 0.24%. We have quarterly distributions in March, June, September, and December. Our dividend yield, when I looked at today, was 2.36%. I think this ETF would be suitable for investors seeking exposure to a diversified portfolio of Australian government fixed interest securities. Investing at least some of your savings in bonds makes sense to most investors. The risk of an all-stock portfolio can make some investors uncomfortable. So this ETF would be suitable to be used as a hedge against downside movement in the general market. However, I think that there might be better alternatives out there. So I would have a look at BNDS, IGB, and RGB. I mean, I think you can probably get some better returns, a better yield on your bond. You're only getting 2.36, which is not far above inflation. Quick look at the next page. I mean, really, you want to be getting above inflation yield. He actually has some real worth. So since inception, you're looking at about 4.3% growth in the value of the fund. As mentioned before, I just showed the sector allocation. So you got Commonwealth government makes up 54%, and then you've got other various types of bonds. So I think it's the sector makeup and the risk allocation of the bonds I think is good, but I still think the yield's a little low. So I'd have a look around and see what else you can find. So as always, this is education because I don't know your financial circumstances, and it's always good to take those things into account. So we're here to crack your financial sky, and the way we're going to do that is with education, building confidence to get people to go out and actually have a go at doing these things themselves. Self-education, and you can be self-reliant when it comes to these things. Just a little bit of education. Thank you very much. Leave a like, subscribe, leave any comments that you'd like, other things to look at, whatever. Yeah, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks. Ciao.